Hello everybody and welcome to the season premiere of the INORL Benihana Cup Series. Last season we did this in a tournament format, a winner-take-all format, but this year is going to be a lot different. There's going to be 16 regular season races that all 32 cars will compete for precious playoff spots, and then we'll have our own set of playoffs coming up soon after the season. So it'll be more fair. It'll be a lot more drivers getting a more legitimate chance of getting that chance to win the titles. So anyway, and here's how it will be set up. By the way, the highest, we will add up points from score 4. We will use score 4 to get the points, and the highest point totals from each division, you'll be separated by division, will get the will win their division and get the bye into the divisional round. The runners-up from the divisions will advance over to the wild card playoffs. So we'll have that. You'll only see the general standing of score 4 for the until race 16. Then we'll do the divisions thing. We'll calculate the divisions and stuff. And yeah, that's what. And we'll wait till the regular season to last. But now we're gonna enjoy the races. We're gonna have a great series. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And now let's go to the starting lineup. On the poll today is the Buffalo Bills' Nick Parasols. Notice I'm referencing by team name instead of number. So you're going to probably get to that. We'll probably do that for most of the format instead of just numbers. So on the poll today is Buffalo Bills' Nick Parasols. On the outside is Carolina Panthers' own Scott Ferguson. And starting third is the New England Patriots' Daniel Day, and fourth is the Green Bay Packers' Charles Sandberg. Starting fifth is the Cincinnati Bengals' Avi Sachs, and sixth is the Detroit Lions of John McNamara. Starting seventh is the Tennessee Titan himself, Chris Washer, a brand new driver in the series, and in eighth is the New Orleans Saints' George Rourke. In ninth is the Vikings' own Hayden Klein, and rounding out the top 10 is the Buccaneers' Dustin Ray. And here we have the rest of the field. We'll go to the rest of the field and introduce some of the drivers. In the 49ers is Jonathan Skevnicki, and in the Ravens car is James Shelley. And then we have our Seahawk Kevin White, and our Bear Ryan Camden. And then we have our defending champion, the Cowboy, the Clan Cave, and the Chief, Kansas City Chief, Kyle Sosnowski. And then we have Washington Redskin, Kyle Beck, and we have Jacksonville Jaguar, Lily Erickson. And then the New York Giants' own Pichu, and we have the Miami Dolphins' Charles Roberts. And then we have the Cleveland Browns' Rod Houston, and then we have the Pittsburgh Steelers' Kyle Thompson. Then we have the Jets' own Luke Walker, and then we have the Chargers' Ryan Acosta, and then the Cardinals' is Jacob Lawler, and the Falcons' is Logan Faulkner. Then we have Raider Austin LaPlante and Eagle Connor Smith. And here's the rest below. We have Houston Texan Nick Barney and St. Louis Ram Nick Parasols. And then we have Bronco Alex Ragow, and then we have our Colts DJ Curtis. And that'll round out the field for this. That's your entire field for this series, just to go through. But now we're going to start the season off with these famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
And the cars are rolling off the track. And this is Meadowlands Stadium, which is kind of sort of a home track for the Giants and Jets. But we'll see if we're gonna have a unique winner in the series. We're gonna have a familiar face winning it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. 25 laps of the Meadowlands. And here we go. The long anticipated wait for this series is finally gonna end, as we're gonna duel it out for 16 races, and then we're gonna have the playoffs. Here we go. Excitement fills the air at the Meadowlands as we're going to go green here to kick off the INORL Benihana Cup Series. a little bit aggressive here. Look at this. The 29 Abby Sachs. He's going for the top 5 spot, and both drivers behind him are going 4 wide. Great start here. Oh, here comes Abby Sachs. But Parasols with the block. And that 4th wall is the one you have to watch out for, because that's the final turn wall that can decide the win. That can pretty much decide who wins it. And the first lap of the season is going to be led by Nick Parasols, under caution as the caution just waved. And we have Jacob Lawler wrecked. I think it was Jacob Lawler that wrecked out. Let's see what happened on the first caution of the race and the season in general. So let's see what happened. They were going, like I said, they were going 3 to 4 wide in this track, and then when they came up to the turn, Lawler got spun by, I think it was Charles Roberts right here. Yeah, it was Charles Roberts, and Lily Erickson, who won the AFC last year, was runner-up in the championship last year, and she got a little bit of damage, and then Lawler gets dumped. So not a great season for veteran Jacob Lawler. A Pokemon Cup, we have a couple Pokemon Cup veterans in this field, and he's one of them, but not a good start for Lawler nevertheless. Doesn't really kind of apply to the racing here. So what a way to start off the season. We start off on a caution note with Jacob Lawler spinning, and I don't think anybody's retiring. Lawler's going to try to get back up to speed. So like I said, a lot of new names in this series. Chris Washer, Jonathan Skipnicki, Kevin White. And you probably have barely heard of them. Nick Barney, DJ Curtis is also in this field. They're all trying to make a name for themselves here in this series. So we'll see if they're going to be. We'll see if there's going to be a rookie winning this or a veteran winning it. It's gonna be. It could go either way, honestly. Nick Parasols, who is a veteran in the Pokemon Cup series, is your leader. His best finish was 2nd in the Pokemon Cup. He finished in 2 times, I think. And 2nd is Abby Sachs. Abby Sachs has been experienced in the Pokemon Cup. He's been there since Season 2. And he's won 3 races in the recent season, the Season 4. And now he's back for more. And newcomer Chris Washer is now in 3rd. He's a rising star in the NR 2003 community. He's already got several spots in very, very elite series of NR 2003. So we're gonna look out. We're gonna be on the lookout for him and see if he's gonna finally get his win here in this series. Jonathan Skipnicki, unknown driver, is in 4th. He's in the 49er. He's got big shoes to fill, but we'll see if Skipnicki can make the most. And in 5th is Daniel Day. You probably heard of him from the PCS. He has, I think, 1 win in the series, but he's looking for more in this series. And then 6th is a newcomer, Kevin White, who's also a rising star. And in 7th is familiar face George Rourke. He is back this series. And then in 8th is Kyle Beck, another veteran. And then another veteran. 9th is Hayden Klein, returning from his slumber. And rounding out the top 10 is another veteran, Rod Houston. All trying to make a big name for themselves in the Cup Series. All trying to get one goal in particular, winning the INORL Benihana Cup Series Championship. So a lot is at stake this series, and that's what makes this series so exciting. Not to mention we got all 32 NFL teams competing in 16 races. Because you know the regular season usually has 16 games each, so I figured why not 16 is a great number. So, and then we're going to get a regular season which will add up to about more than 20. So here we go. Green flag is out again at the Meadowlands. And oh, here comes Abby Sachs on the bumper of Nick Parasols, literally on the bumper, getting help from Chris Washer in the 92, and the Titans, here comes the turn. Well, oh boy, Sachs trying desperately to make a move on the 94, just can't do it. It's still green though, so he still has a chance. And he's going to try. Abby Sachs, an experienced driver. He won 3 races in Season 4, and he was runner-up that season. So you can see how Abby Sachs is very dominant. And he's one of the favorites to watch here today. Sachs clears Parasols, and now the 24, Kevin White. is looking to make a move for second against Parasols, and in fourth now, Hayden Klein, as Chris Waschter is dropping below. There's George Rourke going on the bottom. And now Sachs leads into the 8th lap, as you see Kevin White is now moved up to second. But here comes Hayden Klein. Hayden Klein going for the lead. He's not competed in a series in TA2 since Season 2 of the Pokemon Cup, no, Season 3 of the Pokemon Cup series. And he's making a triumphant return, so we'll see if Klein can do it. Klein makes the move for second. Now he's up to second as everyone is trying to catch up to Avi Sachs. George Rourke is going to move up to the top 5. After passing Nick Parasols. It's a really hard fall for the 94. Here comes Austin LaPlante, and the caution's out for the second time today. And it's for Ryan Acosta in the Charger machine. Looks like the Charger bolted out, and there was a wreck between Luke Walker and Declan Cave. So let's see. Here he is again. There you see, if you see on the top, Declan Cave hits the wall, and Luke Walker just comes up and just wrecks Cave and spins himself out. The 54 got a bit of damage, and then there's the 43 who also got damage. And then the 80 comes back up, boom. Oh, and Kyle Sosnowski slams him in hard. Couldn't keep out on the brake, but he slammed him hard. That's another Kyle. Kyle Thomas was involved. And I think the Bear got a little bit of damage. That was Ryan Camden. Ryan Camden got a bit of damage. But they'll be alright. All of them will be alright. And I'm not going to be accepting replacement drivers, just to let you know. No replacement drivers. You will have to run through your injury. If you suffered an injury, which from the looks of it, no one's going to get hurt. But don't sub your driver because, yeah, it's going to get pretty annoying after a while. And the top 4, top 5 have decided to pit, but not Daniel Day. He's chosen to stay out. Though I would not be surprised if Day chooses to pit on the very next caution lap, because we've had that happen many times before. But nevertheless, the leaders are now pitting. And would you believe we don't have a good pit lane window? They use those instead for the start-finish line and the victory lane. So we're gonna have to use this as pit lane 1. There you see the 29 already under pitting. And it was a splash and go, I think. He's out first. I think it was only just a splash and go. Wow, what a fast pit stop by Avi Sachs. He just blew away Hayden Klein. Wow, it was only just a splash and go, I think, for the 29. And I wonder if that strategy is going to work. I'm not sure if he had tires changed, but it looked pretty fast. So I guess it was a splash and go, and he'd be the leader if these top 5 choose to pit. If these others choose to pit under caution. Daniel Day stayed out, and the others included are Alex Ragow, Charles Sanford, John McNamara, Ryan Camden, Jacob Lawler, and Jacob Lawler. So the top 6 stayed out. So the 6 drivers, those are the 6 that stayed out. Again, I would not be surprised if they pitted just before the green flag waves, because I've had that annoyingly happen many, many times before. And it kind of gets really old. And the only 2 drivers that retired from the wrecks were the 2 Kyles, Kyle Sosnowski and Kyle Thomas. They're done for the day after that incident to bring out our second caution. And I'm not sure, and I think we're going to go back in the green in about a little as 1 or 2 more laps. And they're not pitting, so I guess they're staying out for a little while, and I guess they may be a factor. But if we do get back in the green just before, I wouldn't be surprised if they choose to pit on the final turn just before they get back into green. Like I said, that has happened before, and I have a feeling it might happen again. Oh no, it's not going to happen again, so never mind. We're going to have a restart with 13 to go with the top 6 staying out. So here we go. Daniel Day, the Patriot, is your leader. And I already went through the field with you. The top 6 I've already went through. Already, so yeah. Green is out. Not a great start for Ryan Camden, and he's holding up a lot of the drivers. And he held up the ones that hit it earlier. Ryan Camden, I'm not sure what's going on with the 54. He had damage earlier, but I'm not sure why he's slow on the track, and he held up a lot of the drivers, including drivers that pitted. But here comes the 18. Oh, this is 87. Daniel Day, a hard hit in the wall. He's slowing down. I think he's out of fuel. I'm not sure. No, he's not out of fuel. He just had a bad turn. He just had a bad line, and he lost a couple of spots, a ton of them, in fact. And now the new leader is now Alex Ragow. Wow, a tough break for the 94. And now these guys who pitted later, who came out later than Avi Sachs, and the most of them, are now under the top 5. Thanks because of Ryan Camden holding up Jacob Lawler, Avi Sachs, all in the same line. 11 to go. Here comes Charles Sanford, the Packer versus the Bronco. And the third spot right now, just looking in for a good move, is John McNamara. So we have a ton of experience in the top 3 so far. So the experienced drivers are winning it out in the first race, but we still got a long season ahead of us. So still an unpredictable season, could go either way. DJ Curtis, how about him going in the 5th spot? He's now 5th. 10 to go, and I don't see any signs of them pitting anytime soon. 10 laps to go when we get the stripe here at the Meadowlands. And now for second, John McNamara trying to battle second away from the Bronco, Alex Ragow. Get an update on the backfield, and there's Avi Sachs trying desperately to catch up Ryan Camden. Not sure how he got this far into the top 10 and then slowed down the middle. My goodness, this has been a twist and turns race, an unexpected turn of events here, folks, here at the Meadowlands, and that's what I like to see. 9 laps to go at the Meadowlands. Now the 1881 are just trying to battle it out for second. This could be good news for Charles Sanford to pull away, but they seem to be getting faster when they're passing. So that could be a factor here. Daniel Day is just looking in at 4, trying desperately to gain ground on them after a big mistake. Just after the first lap, after caution, he hit the wall and lost a lot of momentum in that turn and dropped him down to 4th. 7 to go here at the Meadowlands. These were some of the drivers that stayed out during the last caution. They either made it pitted early or something. I'm not sure. They're still side by side. 1881. They're still gaining in on the 12. How unusual is that? If they're side by side, they're gaining on him quick. And here comes the 81. Here he comes making the move. Yeah, the 81's going to make a move. John McNamara. And McNamara's going to do it off the turn. The 18 is getting held up by the Sanford, slowing down. The 18 trying to make a move now. 7 to go here at the Meadowlands. Still a lot of laps left for unpredictableness. And here he comes. The 18 is now in second. Ragow now in second. Here comes Daniel Day. Daniel Day now going for the 3rd spot. He's caught up to the field. So has Jonathan Skibnicki. Here they come towards the turn. Whoa, a little bit of a stop there by the 87 there, but still trying to keep it in line for second, and he does. 6 to go here. Now the 80, and now the Patriot is moved up to the 3rd position. And everyone's trying to catch up to John McNamara, Alex Ragow, and Daniel Day, all trying to catch him desperately. Here they come. Can the 18 make a move on the 87? Oh, blocked there by the 81. Will it last? It may not. It's not going to last. The 18 just made the move. Oh no, Daniel, no. And Daniel Day made the same mistake again. He hit the wall. 5 to go. Jonathan Skibnicki now up to third. It's Peyton Manning versus Calvin Johnson here in the terms of numbers, but it's Broncos and Lions battling for that win. Here they come, 81. He's going to make the move against the 18. And now the 52, he's trying to help the draft, trying to even get him a shot at the win. 4 laps to go here at the Meadowlands. The next caution flag ends the race. We've had 2 today. We may have a third, but the 18 is not waiting for the caution to come out. He's going for the lead. And he's got the lead away. Ragow's got it away from McNamara. And now Ragow's trying to hold off McNamara. McNamara getting a good run to the bottom. Down to these 4 drivers competing for the win. 3 to go here at the Meadowlands. I don't think fuel may not be an issue here in the race. McNamara makes the move for the lead again against Ragow. This time he'll stick it. Oh, they're approaching the 87. Daniel Day might have ran out of fuel. Yep, Daniel Day pitted. He might have ran out of fuel. So the question is, will any of them survive and stay out on fuel? It's only just about 2 to go. I don't think the 81's going to do it. Looks like he may go on the bottom. Here they come towards pit road. And he doesn't have enough fuel. They don't have enough fuel. So they're going to pit and give it up to Jonathan Skibnicki. Charles Sanford stayed out early in the race, so he did not pit as well. 2 to go. I think Skibnicki was one of them that did pit under the green, so he may be good hands. Depends if he does pit on pit. 2 laps to go. But unexpected turn of events, and now look at who's leading the pack. Jonathan Skibnicki. He's waited patiently, and now he's got the lead. Will he hold on, though? Here we go, the white flag coming out. Closest competitor, Sanford. Let's see if Skibnicki pits. No, they will not pit. Skibnicki staying out with 1 more lap. White flag is out. 1 to go for Jonathan Skibnicki. Charles Sanford is staying out as well. He's only having trouble passing the lap car of Daniel Day. Day ran out of fuel. He couldn't make it to the finish. There's the white flag. Skibnicki trying desperately to hold on to fuel. Hopefully he can get the win for the first race of the season. Here comes the 4th and final turn. Will he pit? And he doesn't look like he's going to be pitting. And off the final turn to win the first race of the season, it's going to be Jonathan Skibnicki taking the checkered flag at the Meadowlands. What a way to make a first race impression. Jonathan Skibnicki using strategy to perfection, winning the first race of the season here at the Meadowlands. What a race for Jonathan Skibnicki. He did well today, staying out of pit road when the other 2 leaders pitted. And he made it count. He made every bit drop count. So congratulations to Jonathan Skibnicki winning it tonight. Charles Sanford finished in 2nd. He came in. He didn't pit at all. It was impressive because he didn't pit at all. Nick Parasols, he came in 3rd. That was a great run from winning the pole. DJ Curtis finished in 4th, and Dustin Ray wraps up the top 5 here. And then the top 10, James Shelley, Nick Barney, Hayden Klein, Chris Waschter, and Charles Roberts. And here's the rest below. And we're going to look at the point standings from Score 4, so stick around. So here are your point standings after race 1. It's pretty much the results from the first race, but well, it's still an early process, and I'm just testing out Score 4, so it's pretty much too early to tell who's going to be a competitor, but there's your standings here confirming it. So And ignore the driver earnings, please ignore that, and we're going to get to statistics at the end of the regular season. So, that's your standings. Hope you enjoyed this race. We'll see you at race 2 in Maui.